Hi Leo, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome today. I feel called to do another reading for you. So this is going to be another Celtic cross spread. The death card just flipped over. Endings, change. But we'll see if it comes out when I pull your cards. So before I get started on your reading, the message that Spirit has for you is that inner peace is your birthright. Okay, inner peace is your birthright. Tranquility occurs when you realize that your life is unfolding according to divine planning. Serenity isn't something you have to work for or search for. It already exists within you. And to find this inner peace, just simplify your life. Spend time in nature. Listen to the messages of your soul. True peace transcends fear and connects you intimately to the Creator. Breathe deeply and fully, knowing that all is well. Okay, so let's pull some tarot cards now. I'm going to pull all the energies and then I'll go through them individually. So this is going to be a 10-card Celtic cross spread. Your first card represents your current situation, 8 of Cups. Second card is what's crossing you or what's challenging you or what you're celebrating, 2 of Swords reversed. Your foundation card, 7 of Swords reversed. Your past, Temperance. Your immediate future, Queen of Pentacles. The outcome you desire, 4 of Pentacles. Your self-image, 10 of Pentacles reversed. Your environment or how others see you, the Druid, the Hierophant. Your hopes and fears, the Merlin, the Hermit. And your future, if all is to remain as is, 8 of Swords reversed. Okay, so your first card that came out is the 8 of Cups, upright. So this card represents your current situation, water energy. So the 8 of Cups is represented by Pisces. It's all about reaching your limit. You're reaching your limit. You're searching for the truth. You're retreating. You're walking away from something. You're letting something go. Remember, I mentioned that when the death card jumped out. This is a card of withdrawal. Same with this card, the Hermit. This is a card of traveling. You're looking deeper. You experience some kind of loss. You're taking a time out. You have a lot of courage. This is a card of loneliness, feeling empty, disappointed. It's a card of abandonment, escapism. You're looking for the truth. You're walking away from something or someone. You're leaving something behind. You may be leaving a bad situation, but you do have a lot of emotional strength, this card says. Okay, a new perspective is needed. Again, you have a lot of courage. Maybe you're abandoning some kind of abandoning plans. This is a card of self-discovery, retreating, escaping, but maybe you're leaving something. You're walking away from something. You're leaving something behind. You wish things were different, but they're not, so you have to let go. cut your losses and get out of the situation or relationship that has failed despite your best efforts. Turn your sights and energies towards something that is more fulfilling, okay? You might need to turn your back on a situation and go in another direction, because what's there isn't working as expected or isn't important to you anymore. And you know what you want, and you're not going to settle for anything less. Okay? Maybe you're feeling some loneliness, tired, fatigued. But Spirit wants you to know that you do have a lot of emotional strength and you have a lot of courage. Okay? And then what's crossing you or what's challenging you or your situation, or it could be what you're celebrating, is the Two of Swords reversed. When a card comes out reversed, it means you're getting extra protection from Spirit, okay? This is Libra energy. So this card says that there's an imbalance in a relationship or a way of thinking, or in a situation. There's some kind of imbalance, okay? This card could represent inner indecision, having to choose between the lesser of two evils, feeling confused, anxious, you're hesitant, you're overwhelmed with fear, worry, anxiety, stress. It's a card of emotional turmoil, mental turmoil, being overly cautious. Again, seeing the truth. Spirit is repeating that message. There's too much information. There's no right choice, but the truth will be revealed, Spirit is saying, okay? Maybe you feel helpless to make necessary changes. One party may be unwilling to admit to the truth of the situation, making discourse impossible. This may result in deceit, disloyalty, or duplicity. Maybe you're holding on to anxiety or resentment. Maybe you're being emotionally guarded, emotionally detached, emotionally cold. This card is saying that lies will be exposed. Okay, lies being exposed. This card could represent some kind of postponement, stalemate, delays, information overload. And then your foundation message is the Seven of Swords. And again, this card came out reversed. So extra protection from Spirit. This is Aquarius energy. So this card is about someone confession, someone coming clean. It's a card of deception. It's a card of regret. Again, Spirit is saying the truth is going to be revealed. So make a note of that, okay? The truth will be revealed. The Seven of Swords, someone who's deceiving themselves, keeping secrets, ignoring warnings, someone who is turning over a new leaf, someone who's running away from consequences. Spirit is telling you to rethink your approach when this card comes out reversed. This is a card that represents your conscience, maliciousness, deception. Your conscience is kicking in. It's again a card of regret, imposter syndrome, self-deception, keeping secrets, ignoring warnings. Yeah, some kind of deception. So maintain caution and vigilance in everything. Stay open-minded and flexible so you can respond to any changes in your life quickly. Maybe you're experimenting with different plans of action, getting various points of view. The Seven of Swords reversed. Yeah, okay. And then your fourth card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. And you got equilibrium. This is the Temperance card. And it came out upright, Major Arcana. So this is Sagittarius energy. This card has something to do with your past, but is relevant to your current situation. This is a card of tranquility. Again, Spirit is saying, Leo, tranquility occurs when you realize that your life is unfolding according to divine planning. This is a card of purpose, patience, finding meaning, having a balanced temperament, moderation, having patience. It's a card of peace. Remember, inner peace was the initial message that Spirit had for you. Inner peace is your birthright. This is a card of inner calmness, cooperating, compromising, being adaptable. Again, having a new perspective on a situation. Finding meaning, having patience. Watch your balance in everything. Remember, they said that there was an imbalance in an area of your life. Spirit is saying, watch your moderation in all things, okay? And have patience as well. You're being asked to blend things in a harmonious way. You're learning to temper your ego needs with the legitimate needs of the spirit within. This is a time of inner growth and outer harmony. With patience, you can unite the disparate elements into a harmonious whole. Okay? Blend things. You're being able to blend things. This is no time for extreme behavior or melodramatic gestures. And then your immediate future card is the Queen of Pentacles. This is either you, someone in your life, or a situation. Capricorn energy. The Queen of Pentacles could represent someone who enjoys her creature comforts, is a wonderful mother, enjoys the finer things in life, has very good business sense, is very supportive, nurturing, generous. She could be a businesswoman. She's a healer. She's down to earth, stable, comforting, welcoming, luxurious. She represents wealth. She's very healthy, kind, loyal. She's a no-nonsense kind of person, male or female, again, in a general reading. She represents financial security and financial independence. And if she doesn't represent a person, it could show a harvest after much labor, security, and smart uses of resources. Okay? She's fair, pragmatic, realistic. She wants to see that the money she distributes produces tangible results. She has amazing managerial skills. And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is, again, Capricorn energy. This card says you want to save money. You're being guarded. Again, Spirit is talking about being guarded. It's a card of wealth again, being security again, being frugal, being possessive. It's a card of isolation again. Wealth, boundaries, being overprotective. It's a card of financial security again. When I say again, it just means Spirit's repeating the messages. Hoarding, keeping to yourself. Maybe you're saving for big purchases or retirement. You may be holding on to people or possessions or issues. It could represent past issues, deep-seated issues. It could represent hoarding, being frugal, a lack of generosity, being paranoid. Again, financial security and stability, materialism, penny pinching. You're hanging on to something, either your possessions or a situation, in a stubborn and inflexible manner. Fear of change may be involved, or you may merely be comfortable where you are, but your fixed attitude may be limiting you and blocking new opportunities for success and happiness. This card is all about the security conscious person who's holding tight to their money and material possessions. You may fear loss is in the offing, so you're trying to prepare yourself by closely guarding what you have, or maybe you're just being overly cautious and conservative in financial areas. And then your self-image card, how you see yourself. You have the Ten of Pentacles reversed, Virgo energy. This is a card of instability, breaking traditions, financial failure, financial loss, family feuds, family burdens, family neglect, faking wealth, faking affluence. It could represent fleeting success, new money, a disputed inheritance, or being excluded from, or maybe not leaving a will, bankruptcy, illegal activities, money laundering, fighting over money, marrying for money, some kind of conflict over money. It could represent family disputes, bankruptcy, debt. Maybe some of you are retired and you're just stagnating, like you feel stuck. You're just kind of bored and sitting around watching TV. If this resonates, Spirit's saying you need to activate some growth in your life to avoid boredom. Take up a hobby, do some charity work, teach others your skills, things like that, okay? Your environment, or how others see you in your situation. You have the Hierophant, and it came out upright. It's the Druid in this deck. So this is a card of institutions, education, traditional institution, religious beliefs. It's a card of sharing, having faith, sharing knowledge, authority, commitment. This card indicates a perfect balance of belief with practice. It's a good omen if you're facing a problem, because it indicates that you know the solution. You just have to find a way to put it into practice. Maybe the Hierophant is asking you to imagine what your life would be like if you lived by what you believe. If you're asked to teach, this card reminds you to be a good teacher, always seeking to make wisdom clear to any students. It could also indicate that you should seek a teacher for yourself, perhaps a formal or semi-formal course of study. This card could be telling you that an authority is active in your life, whether it's in a religious, philosophical, social, or other capacity, and you feel a great deal of loyalty to this tradition or group, and you choose to live in accordance with the beliefs you share with it. You may aspire to become a leader, or you may have a close relationship with the leader. There may also be a judgmental quality involved. Sometimes this card could suggest challenges or limitations of a spiritual nature. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most in your situation, is the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. So this card is talking about withdrawal again, soul searching again, having patience again, self-reflection again. You're searching for the truth. So that's what, the third or fourth time now Spirit is repeating that message. You're seeking the truth. But the truth you need is your own truth. You need to withdraw from the situation for a time and use the time to review all your knowledge, understanding, and experience. And when you figure out how it all works together, then you will have the answers that you are looking for, that you need. Self-reflection, searching for self, introspection again, being alone, contemplation, inner guidance. You're looking for inner guidance. You're experiencing some kind of spiritual enlightenment. You're soul searching. The hermit is waiting for you, waiting patiently for you to turn to him for advice. You may be aware of his influence, but are ignoring it. You might actually be looking for guidance by isolating yourself in some way, seeking solitude, wisdom, and inner peace. Inner peace is inner peace is what the overall message of this reading, okay? Searching for inner peace. So you want to gain perspective on your life, and you're open to the inner guidance that is available to you at this time. And then your future, if all is to remain as is the Eight of Swords reversed. This is Gemini energy. So this card talks about having clarity, taking control. It's a card of releasing negative thoughts, being open to new perspectives, facing your fears. It's a card of self-acceptance, feeling empowered, surrendering. It's a card of freedom, self-limiting beliefs. You're releasing negative thoughts. Yeah, facing your fears. So your future, if all is to remain as is, this card, the Eight of Swords reversed, is warning you that what is already wrong can get worse, or a difficult situation may be approaching. So make sure all your affairs are in the best possible order. For example, if you've been putting off paying your taxes, getting insurance, or settling some legal matter, take care of it right away, because your well-being depends on using your head and preparing for unexpected emergencies. And for some of you, this card could suggest the feeling of entrapment is in your mind. You thought about things in such a way that they aren't real, or like you've thought about things in such a way that they become traps and dangers, but either they aren't real or they aren't what you've made them out to be. Okay? Having a new perspective, a sense of freedom. It's a card of release, taking control, releasing negative thoughts, facing your fears, having clarity. You're going to have clarity is the overall message of this card. So that is your reading, Leo. If this gave you any guidance or insight, if you could please like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for allowing me to channel these messages today from Spirit. I'm really grateful, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.